Hello, you beautiful souls. Happy nearly Valentine's Day. I'm doing this off my phone just now. So happy nearly Valentine's Day. It actually will be in a few hours here. But every moment is a moment of love. I just wanted to take the time, pardon me if I seem a little off on my right side here. My mouth is still numb. Finished my treatment at the dentist a few hours gone. And I had some insights I wanted to share with you, all of you. First and foremost, let me say to you, for those of you who are Patreon subscribers, tomorrow you will be receiving your first gift for February for Valentine's Day. I will put that up there in the morrow. That said, if you fancy to be part of our Patreon Soul Song Satsang Sangha, just go to patreon.com and look up Soul Song Satsang Sangha. And you'll get loads of things that are given publicly from the wisdom that I give. And things off of my courses and special things that are just for Patreon subscribers. But so, pardon again if my lip is a little swollen and if I'm talking a bit funny because I'm still a bit numb, as it were. So, wow, what a game changer. Okay, so for those of you who have been on the path with me for many a year, this is actually this time frame of the year right now has been a bit difficult for me in recent year. This time 4 year gone, I was dying and I was dead on Valentine's Day. I died twice. So to have such a game changer of doing what I'm doing with the fillings, or now completely done with fillings in my mouth, this was contributing to me having cancer, me having issues. I had nerve pain and nerve issues, and mercury leaching, mercury poisoning, chronic infections from the time I was wee. All of it contributed to the cancer, besides loads of other things, spiritually and soulfully. But from a physical perspective, since I've been having the amalgams out and have shifted them out and been getting rid of the toxicity in my body with the fasting and everything, I'd be doing the fasting and be doing detoxing with it and things of that nature for many years. The trouble is that I had the amalgams in my mouth, the silvers, the metal, and they were leaking mercury poisoning. So every time I did a detox, it would only be like a plaster over it. So now, I mean, every time I've had one of the fillings shifted, I've had it seen a huge difference. I've actually dropped in body composition. I've dropped weight as well. My health has accelerated and felt so much better when I've done it. I can feel the mercury poisoning leaving. And here's the beautiful part about it. My dentist, oh my God, he's, like I said in my last live video, he's fucking amazing, okay? What he did, he has this thing, and it's hard for me to describe it. It's like this dam, he basically called it. And he kens that I'm allergic to latex. So this was a latex-free one. And he basically placed it over the tooth and over the mouth so that when he was doing the filling work, basically what happened is that the suction was taking it in. And I didn't experience any leaching of mercury other than what any little bit may have been left in my tooth. So I've been taking my detox supplements and everything else to go along with it, and natural antibiotics and things of that nature. And I mean, just the difference, it's wow, it's a real game changer. I have to tell you, for any of you who've been having chronic illnesses or weight issues or issues with, I may had diabetes, but issues with diabetes or high blood pressure or cancer or chronic infections of sorts and what have you, you really want to have a look and see if you have amalgams in your mouth. And if you have the amalgams, the silvers in your mouth, see what you can do about letting them go. Yeah. Yeah, Sarah, Rosie's allergic to latex too. Yeah, so you can understand. I'm so chuffed you're on. I mean, but what a difference. What a difference in my health. I mean, I'm already feeling amazingly different than this time last year, but from between the difference between for a year gone when I went through the death and had the two massive kidney stones and sepsis and died twice in hospital from one hospital to the other, and then in hospital during operation, had to learn to walk again and everything else. Um, it was this time of the year. I laid in agony uh, from February 10th, now realizing just how ill I was. And it was Valentine's Day that I went into hospital. And my landlady then at that time, she drove me through. And yeah, so I mean, huge difference. And I'm just so appreciative to Stuart, my dentist. Absolutely amazing. I can't say enough about him. And all the staff over there, absolutely amazing. And yeah, see, even my eyesight has gotten better. That's the other thing too, right? I still need my reading glasses occasionally, but I've noticed that the mercury leaching was also affecting my eyesight. Because now I'm looking at the live right now, and yeah, I have to squint a little bit, but Mo, I can see your message here, and I saw your message too, Sarah. You say you have most of your Mo, you say you have most of your molars gone by now, but still have the metal fillings. Yeah, see, it makes such a difference. See, back in the day, see here in this country, and this is where the Mad Hatter comes from, by the way, in case of any of you came this. Do some research. So what I'm sharing with you is actually the truth. The reason that the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland came about is because we actually in this country used to make our felt hats with mercury. And once they wore them on their heads, and also there was mercury in the wigs. Do you remember back in, I think it was like what, the 16th, 17th, 1800s, we used to have wigs, particularly the men who were in parliament and whatnot. They wore them wigs and they had mercury in them. And so the mercury poisoning was leaching into the body and literally would make some people go mad. And so that's actually what's happening with your amalgams. And so fasting works, but if you're not doing the proper detox, which I teach how to do from my own experience, how to properly detox, between that, overgrowth of candida, that can happen in the body, the mercury poisoning and what have you. I mean, you just have so many issues. It literally plays up with your health and well-being. It can make mental health issues. We here in this country are coming up for the month of March in Mental Health Awareness Month. I'm not sure if that's global, but I can is here in this country for sure. And I'm actually going to be doing something special here locally for that. So stay tuned, by the way, for that. But yeah, it really can mess with your mental health. And I'll tell you what, my dentist at first, he started to have a little bit of a go at me about having them through and trying to say, oh, the benefits of amalgams and whatnot. But then once he realized how educated I was, he knew he couldn't mess with me. But at any rate, he was very compassionate and amazing, and I totally recommend him. So, yeah, this is why I'm sharing my wisdom. You're very welcome, Mo, for such. It's just powerful. It's such a game changer, and so few people can about this unless you actually do the research. We've been indoctrinated that fluoride's supposedly good for your teeth. Now, he did try to have a go at me today and say, oh, I can, you're nae big on fluoride. Because he was trying to say, oh, the demineralization of some of my teeth and whatnot. I ken what that has to do with. That has to do with the fact that I've spent years, and I am not I'm going to admit this live on Facebook, okay, to all of you. I am not I do like my sweeties still, okay? Gluten-free and low carb still nowadays, and has been for the last 20 years. But back when I was wee, I used to eat sweeties all the time. And so I ken that has to do with it. You leave sugar in your mouth for long enough, whether you brush or you nay brush or what have you, it's going to demineralize your teeth. So, but I'm nay big on fluoride. Fluoride calcifies your pineal gland. And then the amalgams, the mercury poisoning just does a number on your system in so many ways. I've had nerve twitches for years, nerve twitches, and my dad actually at one point had Bell's palsy, which actually is related to amalgams. It's the mercury poisoning. He had that many years ago when I was wee. But all of it's related to mercury poisoning, and all of it comes from the amalgams. So that's why I wanted to put this out here. Again, I apologize, I'm speaking a little funny still. But if you've not seen this from the beginning of the video, I invite you to go back and re-listen to it. Because it's such a game changer. Yeah, and to see the difference, of course, in my life, in my health, and well-being since I have been through this death 4 years gone now is just like, wow, just, amazing to me, just to see how far I've come. So if any of you are fancying more wisdom about the, you can do your own research on the mercury poisoning and whatnot. But if you're interested in learning more about fasting, how to set up your own fasting protocol, what to do to detox your body, I mean, from anything from mental health, it can help, to things like diabetes, cancer, high blood pressure. I mean, I've had no nerve twitchings now since I've had these amalgams out. Yeah. I started to have some this morning, but since the amalgams have been out now, it stopped. So I can exactly, and the nerve twitching and the pain and everything else, it was the mercury. So, get research. Research is the big thing. But if you fancy working one-to-one with me, I do one-to-one sessions in this for detox protocol, for fasting, to be able to help you. But one of the essences of that is getting your amalgams out, getting those silvers out of your mouth. It's such a huge game changer. Can't even talk now. I feel like 1,000% better than I did this morning. I've been feeling the layers of it since I've been through. This was 3 visits I had to go through to get them sorted. But each visit I was having a difference. I could feel the mercury just leaving my body and feeling so much better. So it is so important that you take care of your health. I mean, we only have this one body. Yeah, we're multidimensionally and we can live multidimensional lives. But you only have this one body in this life. So I wanted to say happy Valentine's Day to all of you, and to say how much I appreciate all of you and love all of you, and every moment in the one moment is a Valentine's Day. And let's see, I'm going to turn this camera around if I can do. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, hold on. Right. There is a beautiful, just wanted to share with you. Oh, there's my beautiful orchid. Just sharing with you the beautiful sunset as it's starting to come down. Sheila, if you're listening to this, okay, see, I've repotted today. I repotted the spider plant. This is how much it's grown, okay? It was, for those of you who may have seen my photos on this before, it was like 2 leaves, and I got it for Christmas from Sheila, from the Witches Market, and she gave it to me, what was that, December 8th. So from December 8th to now, it's a little over 2 months. 2 months and a couple of days. That's how much it's grown. It's like fucking huge, man. And then my beautiful orchid, which I love so much, she's just blooming, and I thought I'd just show you the sunset. It's just amazing. And even my wee, I'll go over here real quick. Even my wee aloe vera, that was two wee bits, and that's how much it's grown in the 2 months. So yeah, it's just absolutely amazing. I just had to show you that, the beautiful nature, and just to say how much I love you and appreciate all of you in my life. The Valentine's Day gift of love in each moment. And just go love somebody up today. Tell them how much you love them and appreciate them. Oh, and there's my landlady. Right, that's me away. Love you all. Mwah.